There's a moment in every game where everything changes. The energy shifts, the other team's confidence cracks, and one player makes it clear who's really in charge. For New Zealand, that moment came the second Caitlin Clark touched the ball. Let me set the scene. Team USA was supposed to be in control anyway, but something felt off. The coaches had been playing games with the lineup, limiting minutes, protecting favorites, trying to pretend that Caitlin Clark was just another player. Then she checked in, and within minutes, New Zealand realized they were dealing with something they couldn't stop. It started with a deep three. The kind that makes defenders question why they even bothered contesting. The kind that shifts the whole energy of the arena. The kind that says, I'm here now, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Caitlin Clark leads all players through 4 games with 51 points and 25 assists. And today she had 14 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals. Leads all players through 4 games. The most points and the most assists. And the most efficient of them all as well. Like I was saying earlier, Caitlin Clark finally thrust into the starting lineup. Monique Billings, Caitlin Clark, Chelsea Gray, Dearica Hamby, Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum and Chelsea Gray with Caitlin Clark? No. No, that ain't it, coach. That ain't it, coach. We got to switch this up. Something needs to change here. Of course, people are finally excited about that. The universe is in alignment now. Cece is starting. Can we please put Paige in this group and take Gray off? Her pace.
Then came the passes. The ones that don't make sense until they're already in the net. No-look dimes through traffic. Skip passes that hit teammates in stride. Court vision that left New Zealand's defense spinning in circles. By the time the first quarter ended, the game wasn't close anymore. By halftime, New Zealand looked defeated. By the final buzzer, everyone knew the truth. Caitlin Clark didn't just play well. She took over completely. And the coaches who tried to bench her? They sat there watching, knowing they couldn't control her anymore. Here's what makes this moment so powerful. For weeks, the narrative was that Caitlin needed to earn her spot, that she needed to wait her turn, that the veterans deserved priority because they'd been there longer. But basketball doesn't care about tenure. Basketball cares about who gets the job done. And Caitlin Clark got the job done like no one else could. 20-8 points in just 18 minutes. 9 assists. 4 steals. Numbers that would be impressive for a full game, let alone half the minutes. Numbers that proved what fans have been screaming for months. She's the best player on that roster. Period. New Zealand had no answer. They tried double teams. They tried switching. They tried everything in their defensive playbook. Nothing worked. Because when Caitlin Clark is in that zone, there's no stopping her. You can only watch and hope she misses. She didn't miss much. But here's the part that really stings for the coaches. Caitlin didn't need to start to dominate. She came off the bench and still outperformed every starter. She played limited minutes and still led the team in scoring. She was so good that the load management excuse went out the window. What's your excuse now, coaches? Kara Lawson sat on that bench watching. The assistants who favored other players sat watching. The veterans who thought they deserved minutes over her sat watching. And every single one of them knew the truth. They had been wrong.
And Caitlin Clark not starting. I believe there's some agenda behind this. Let's make this very clear. Chelsea Gray has started all 3 games. We have seen Angel restart games. Paige Becker start. Kelsey Plum started. Jackie Young started. We've seen everybody start. I think Stephanie White started one of the games. It's been absolutely ridiculous. We watched Kiki Iriafin get a start. It's only a couple games left. They said that they was rotating everybody into starting lineup and doing this and doing that. But it appears that Caitlin Clark is stuck on the outside looking in.
CC hitting the bigs and another midi. Let's take a look right over here. Woo. Caitlin Clark, nice pass to Monique Billings. Monique finishes at the hoop. And again, people continue to say Caitlin Clark has no mid-range game. All she does is shoot threes. What does she do besides shoot threes? She's got a mid-range game. Again, Caitlin Clark doesn't have a mid-range shot. That's what we've been told. That's what we've been told consistently. All she does is shoot threes.
The jealousy, the politics, the favorite system. None of it mattered once the ball tipped off. Because on the court, there's no hiding. You either produce or you don't, and Caitlin Clark produced like no one else could. New Zealand came into this game with a game plan. They studied film. They prepared for Team USA's sets. They thought they had a chance. Then Caitlin Clark entered the game and everything they prepared for became irrelevant. That's what generational talent does. It doesn't just beat you, it makes everything you prepared for useless. It makes you realize that no amount of film study can prepare you for someone that's special. The moment Caitlin took control, New Zealand's body language changed. Shoulders dropped, heads hung. They started looking at each other like, what are we supposed to do? And the answer was nothing. There was nothing they could do. She was hitting from depths that most players don't even practice. She was finding teammates that weren't even open until the ball was already in the air. She was reading defenses like she'd been playing against them for years.
When Caitlin's in the game, it's easier for everybody. Everybody gets open looks. It's not selfish. She is the best facilitator in the league, the best playmaker in the league. Defenses focus on her. They hone in on her. They're worried about her. And that causes a lot of movement, and you get open Page, an open Monique Billings, a Ray Burrell cutting, a Ryan Howard for three, a Kelsey Plum for three. You get a lot of opportunities when the ball is in Caitlin's hands.
Not minutes, and through it all, she made it look easy. That's the scary part. She wasn't forcing anything. She wasn't pressing. She was just playing her game. And her game happens to be better than anyone else's. The coaches who tried to limit her now have a problem. The fans saw it. The media saw it. The other players saw it. Everyone saw that Caitlin Clark is on another level. So what's the excuse now? How do you justify benching the best player on the team? You can't. That's the truth they don't want to admit. New Zealand had no answer. But neither do the coaches. Neither do the veterans. Neither do the haters. Because when the lights are brightest and the game matters most, Caitlin Clark shows up. Every single time. This wasn't just a win. It was a statement, a reminder, a warning. Caitlin Clark is here. She's ready, and she's not waiting for anyone's permission anymore. So here's the question. After watching this performance, should Caitlin Clark start every single game for Team USA? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to see where the fans stand. Hit that like button if you think the coaches owe Caitlin an apology. And subscribe because we're not stopping. Every time they try to bench her, every time the jealousy shows, every time she proves them wrong, we'll be here breaking it down. New Zealand had no answer. The coaches have no answer. The haters have no answer. Caitlin Clark is inevitable. And the rest of them? They're just along for the ride.